Hey now! What is up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka Review King MB, and this is the start of a new 31 days of horror movie reviews. I hope you guys enjoy these as much as I do doing them. And not only is this a perfect excuse for me to watch horror movies that I had never seen before, but it's a perfect excuse for me to go back and rewatch scary movies that I've never seen before, because I am starting this list off with rewatching Scary Movie, the original. This is a 2000 film. I almost forgot it came out in the year 2000. And it was written by the Wayans family. And then I was shocked to see two names a part of the writing team as well. Freebird and Seltzer. These are two guys that have, after this, went on to direct and write so much shit spoof films. Clearly, they lucked out on being a part of the writer's room with the Wayans, and they probably leached off of that to say, hey, we can do this on our own. And then you saw what happened with that. This is directed by Keenen Ivory Wayans, who I think honestly is the funniest Wayans member. You know, he's the oldest, sure, but I just think he has some of the best sensibilities, funniest sensibilities. I think he is able to reel in the younger Wayans who are a part of this film as well. So at the beginning of the movie, we see Carmen Electra recreating the Drew Barrymore scene from Scream. And I know that you've heard me say 100 times that Scream is my favorite horror movie of all time. So watching a film that basically makes fun of Scream and specifically recreates and has fun, pokes fun with Scream scenes like this, if I can look at it and laugh and enjoy it and find the humor in what they do with these moments, then I think it's pretty universal how funny it is. And Carmen Electra, kudos to her. Because not only does she look great, so that scene when she runs into the sprinklers and just enjoys the water all over her, you're like, yeah, I'm not hating this. But then the joke of the killer stabbing her in the chest and pulling out her implant, like, hey, she was down for all of that. I think the cast is pretty strong. I mean, maybe you don't realize or think about how strong this cast is. You have Anna Faris as Sydney, who is the Neve Campbell role, obviously. And Anna Faris, I don't know how much she was in before this, but this is how I got to know Anna Faris, and she's really funny. But she's low-key funny in this movie because I feel like everyone else is more over the top. Everyone else is more maybe loud, maybe in your face, and she's subtly funny. She has her moments or her looks, her quirks. Regina Hall as Brenda, she kind of stands out in a lot of these scenes. But the one scene when she's in the movie theater, I know they're recreating the Jada Pinkett scene from Scream 2, but my God, she played it too well of being just that annoying, loud audience member in a movie theater where it's no wonder why everybody wanted her dead. I've been to a few movie theaters watching films where there have been people acting exactly like her. Not even exaggerating. Shannon Elizabeth, another actress that I think people sleep on when it comes to comedy and when it comes to this movie. She stands out a lot in her scenes. Like, I know people, when they think of her, they think of American Pie. I know after this, she went on to do, like, the Jane Silent Bob movie, but why hasn't she been in more comedies? She's great here. Just playing the part of, like, oh, in front of her parents, she's the goody good girl, and then as soon as they leave, she rips off her clothes and has her actual like short skirt and whatnot, and she's the popular girl. And it's like one scene she's best friends with Sydney, and then the next scene she's making fun of her for thinking that there's a killer out there. So the parts where she's acting like Sarah Michelle Gellar's character, and I Know What You Did Last Summer, which I almost forgot how much of I Know What You Did Last Summer is made fun of in this movie. Like, it's practically plot-wise merged together with the Scream stuff. And once again, another movie, I Know What You Did Last Summer, that I love. I know this movie makes it a point to make fun of that film, and they basically say that movie sucks, but I love that movie, and I still found this stuff funny. Like, the scene when Anna Faris is like, "What are you waiting for, huh? What are you waiting for?" And then the teacher on the roof, "What am I waiting for? Fuck you!" And jumps off. Like, it's probably fucked up. In fact, there's a lot of jokes in this movie that are fucked up and probably too, you talk about why we don't get rated R comedy films anymore, or at least at this level, because you couldn't make half the jokes, if 90% of the jokes probably, that are made in this movie specifically could not be made today, or if they are made, this movie gets canceled before it's even released. The trailer comes out and you see a couple of these jokes, and people on Twitter complain and will say, "No, boycott this film, delete this movie from the drives." It just wouldn't see the light of day, which is kind of sad when you think about it. Marlon Wayans as Shorty. Look, sometimes I watch Marlon Wayans and I think he's too over the top or too loud, trying too hard. I think it helps that he's not the main character at all. He has a couple of scenes, him saying, "Run, bitch, run!" I quote that actually all the time. And then the scene when he's getting high with all of his friends, the killer calls them, they recreate the "What's Up" commercial, which there's probably people at the age where they don't even remember the original commercial that came from. They just think of that from this movie specifically. Or the scene where the killer is smoking in person with them and does the rap where he kills everybody. There's a lot of great scenes with Marlon Wayans especially. But Shawn Wayans, I've always kind of made the point that Shawn Wayans I thought was a little funnier than Marlon Wayans, especially because he's a little more subtle with his comedy, although this movie is very in your face that his character is gay. Like, that's the whole point of him. He's gay, but he doesn't admit it. Even with his girlfriend Regina Hall, he has her dress up in like a football outfit to fuck her, because that's, and he's constantly just making inappropriate comments to other male characters, and just like, I mean, come on. His fake death scene with the glory hole, I mean, come on, man. Like, it's very much in your face. A few of the other jokes that I was surprised to see, like the P. Diddy freak off party, I was like, dude, this joke was made like 25 years ago, and now all of this shit about Diddy is coming out now. The one teacher that had the baby, and then she's like, "Here, go to your daddy." And it's the student in the class. I mean, yes, I know that there has been scandals of teachers sleeping with their students forever, but I feel like it's only amplified times 100 nowadays. Like, you're always seeing these stories about teachers fucking their students, that I'm like, man, what a timely and unfortunately still relevant joke. That one teacher, Miss Man, I think the gym teacher, the female gym teacher who's not really a female, that is 100% a joke that you couldn't do today, because it just would piss a lot of certain people off. Sherry O'Terry playing Gail Hailstorm. She's actually really good. You almost forget how funny she can be. I remember seeing her like back in the day in like a lot of comedy stuff. Wasn't she on Saturday Night Live? But she just recreating the Gale Weathers, Courtney Cox character, her yelling at her cameraman, her starting her relationship with Doofy. Doofy is another character that you could not do today. You can't. I'm sorry, you can't. Because Doofy is obviously a take on Dewey, David Arquette's character from Scream, but this is a, how do you say it, a mentally challenged version of Dewey, like, to the point where I think people saw this movie and thought that David Arquette's character was mentally challenged as well because this was stuck in their head. In fact, I've talked to a lot of people who saw Scary Movie first before they saw Scream, and they couldn't find Scream scary or couldn't get into Scream, couldn't take it seriously because of how good of a job this movie does. I should also mention, talking about the cast, John Abrahams and Lachlan Monroe. Those two guys are very funny as well. Just fulfilling the roles perfectly for the Billy character in Scream and the Ryan Phillippe character, especially whenever Lachlan Monroe he's yelling at the group to keep their secret, take it to the grave, and he starts beating the shit out of Sidney. Like literally, he drops an elbow. Like I was laughing pretty hard there. This is a comedy. This is a spoof film, so there's a lot of funny bits that I could talk about. I could sit here and talk about when Sidney is on the phone with the killer, and he's like, "I bet you can't see where I am," and he's hiding behind the cat. Like so much of that is good. The ending, even though I've never seen Usual Suspects, I can still appreciate what they were going for. I thought that was very clever. So yeah, what more can I say? This is a very, very funny movie. It still holds up if you're not too sensitive. If you are sensitive, then maybe stay away from it. Because, well, yeah. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below if you have seen Scary Movie, if you like it as well. Pretty wild that the original title of Scream was supposed to be Scary Movie, but they changed it so the spoof movie took that name. I just find that hilarious. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!
Please won't you save my desire?